find yourself getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So Nuhoff in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. He doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haig deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And it definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down it towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike going to have a go at Werrell. Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start trouble. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is enjoying himself watching. And Burger King machines off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
Does he have it? Medeiros is going to get it. Medeiros is going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line, though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now, though, for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such chopper. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry!
Well, hello and welcome everybody. Guess what? We're back for some Wednesday night racing action, and we are back for some beer league. It's the finale round that we'll be having here for this evening for the championship. Here from the track here in Japan, and that's Okayama, if I'm pronouncing that one correctly. I am the Dean Biggles, and joining me for the first time here this evening is Mr. Nathan Richards. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing great. I'm tired, but apart from that, I'm doing great. And it's, obviously the first time here, so it's going to be nice to do something a bit different. Obviously, iRacing, something I haven't done much commentary on before, so this is going to be quite an exciting evening for me.
It will be, my friend, because the championship is getting very tight up the top of the timesheets, up the top of the scoreboard as well, too, if you'd like to go through that.
Yeah, I had a look at them earlier, and it's very close, isn't it? Obviously, Giovanni Romano leads on 302 points, and City just behind him is Austin Tucker on 291. Then we have Eric Cronenberg in third, Tyler Agostino in fourth, Chris Hannigan in the top five. Then Alex Coffard, Brian LeBlanc, Corey Barrett, Jay DeVries, and Tyler Colton in the top 10. Then we have Evan Campbell, Ron Wolf, Jeremy Castro, Kenneth Ray, Brooks Clayton, Todd McDowell, John Combs, and Adam Klein in the top 18 on 132 points. So
excellent.
very
Yes.
close, isn't it?
It is.
Very
It is
close.
very, very close. And remember, some points were up for grabs during your heat races there, qualifying, and on top of it, the consumption of the alcoholic beverages, or beverages in general. As you can see, the beer league machine there doing some reverse donouts currently on your screen. Quite sure who that is. It probably might be Tyler or something. But anyway, while we have a second, there is your championship standings for the constructors.
So currently the High Spirits lead. Well, they've won it. They're about 130 points ahead, so they've easily blitzed this championship. Then in second is the Diabetics on 773. Then only 40 points behind is the Pit Crew Pirates, so they still have a chance to get in that P2 in the championship. Then we have Family Planning in fourth, Spork Sports in fifth, the local Yokals, I believe that's how it's pronounced, in sixth. Then we have Snack Attack, which is my favourite name by far, in seventh. And then Children of the Corn Liqueur in eighth, who are unfortunately about 150 points back from P7, so they've got a lot of work to do if they want to at least close in a little bit more on top 7 in the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see some little customized liveries this evening. That Mr. Chris came and had a bit of a yarn to us before, didn't it? Because of the recent events in the United States about aliens that we heard. I just first found out about that for the first time. And so that'll be interesting to see what sort of it's exciting different liveries that some of the drivers are going to come up with. Just about a minute and change to go of our practice session, and we get ready for our lone qualifying 3-lap sprint. And then we go ahead for our sprint races. I believe this evening, my friend, we might have 3 of those sprint heats.
Which is interesting. Bit different to normal, isn't it? Obviously, I believe it was, what was it? If you're P1 in the first heat, you'll be P1. Then if you're P2 in the first heat, you'll be on the grid P4. Then if you're third in the first heat, you'll be P7. So these heats matter a lot. If you care about your position in qualifying anyway. If not, you can qualify where you want. But if you want to get yourself near the top of the grid, you've got to perform at least in the top 2 or 3 of your heats if you want to be in that top 10 on the grid. So I think that is something that will throw something a bit different into it. We'll be able to obviously see how serious the drivers take that when we get into the heat itself. But practice was quite close, so qualifying hopefully will be even closer. Obviously, with it being quite a short track, there's obviously little margin for error. So you make an error that loses you a tenth. That is going to knock you down quite far than it would around a longer track.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because it's a shorter version of the full race track. So qualifying to be about the start, we'll get the drivers out there. We do know for a fact that the usual suspects, like obviously the man that's leading the championship at the moment, where is he? I'm trying to find him on. He's not even here at the moment. Giovanni. He'll do his last to first challenge. He's done that a couple of times this season, my friend, just obviously because he's just a machine when it comes to his I rating, isn't it? As I was telling you about before. new to the casting for the first time, 6.4k. So it's fair for him, of course, naturally, to start at the back of the grid there and try to slice his way through a pretty full field that we're going to have here this evening. So it's got a little bit more work to do.
Definitely.
Pans out on that one. You think he's going to try to take out he's won the championship? Well, 1% won, but you're pretty much guaranteed as long as he just gets a fairly decent result that he's got it in the bag.
Well,
to go out in style.
Well, when you're on 6k rate and everyone else is on about 1.2, 1.5k, you've got a pretty easy advantage even if you start last.
Brian LeBlanc was one of the first drivers out there, as you can see. Now, you're not a race driver in the family planning team. You're not a race driver, really. So I usually go over to the co-commentator to say, all right, how do you drive cars around this track and stuff? But I have no idea how to drive a car around this track, and I don't think you've driven around this track before, have you?
I've driven around this track in the Formula V cars a while back. It was a long time ago, but it's a pretty. It can be quite a difficult track. It looks easy from a normal view, but when you actually drive it, sometimes through the corners you've got to be very careful, because if you go a little bit wide, you go to them curves onto the grass. Well, we know why racing with the grass, it literally turns into an ice rink, so you've got to be very careful. And also at this corner here, it's very easy just to go a little bit too wide, get a bit of understeer, which really, it'll ruin you race. You go straight into the wall, because the walls, to be fair, are quite close in. It's there's not much room at all for spinning off, so that also creates an issue as we head, I believe, into the first corner. Brian LeBlanc there sets the fastest lap. It gets beaten by Ronenberg by 2/10 with a 57.9. So already the times are pretty close, and obviously we've still got about another 25 build set a lap time, so this will get a lot closer. You can see all the lap times just flying in.
Yeah, they'll come in thick and fast because they only got a few laps to get it done. And as you can see currently at the moment, 73 thousandths of a second there between Tucker and Rita. And then Eric Ronenberg and Tyler Augustino.
Quite far back, and then there's actually quite, to be fair, there are actually quite big gaps, but obviously some people on their first laps, I believe he's 2 laps, isn't there, in qualifying, so obviously some people might just do a bit of a bank for the first one.
3, I believe, because it's pretty short a track there as well, too, as we're looking currently at the moment on Chris Hennigan, who did set up purple sector 3. So nice. He's taken that away from Austin Tucker, getting that actually supposed to be replaced by Rick Reeder as well. Corey Barnett gets the fastest final sector, and there's Corey going up into, well, just been pushed down, and there's Chris at the top of the timesheets. Now, he said before he had to get some practice in, wasn't he, when he was having a yarn to us? Well, that's the way to get it done. Looks like he has retired.
Tucker goes to the top now by 1/10 of a second. So
Tucker's replaced him.
It's a decent gap, and you can see how close behind Rick Reeder is. He's what, 10 thousandths behind Hannigan? That is a very close gap, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And then behind that, it's 3/10 to Clayton. So P3 to P4, quite a big gap. And then you look further down, you've got a big gap there between P8 and 9, Barrett and Babcock. That's about 80 thousandths of a second. And then, unfortunately, they're in 27th to go to a lap time. That's 2.7 seconds off. So Gambrell's got a lot of time to gain in the rest of this session. Obviously, normally 1 or 2 laps left remaining for him, depending on how many laps he's done. So he's got to try and figure something out, because that is quite a considerable way off.
I think Eric's got this one in the bag too. Look at that. It's got a couple of purples. And it should be, you'd imagine that Eric should go to the top. He's going to do a little jumper straight into the fence as they do that. Little bit of show there. Smash that car to pieces to give his team. Look at it, even the boot thing came off the back of the boot. He didn't actually go. I'm surprised. He went only in P6. I just wanted to see at the moment what Mr. Cofford could do, because he's got that pink salmon vodka. This is it. I don't know if you've ever tried pink salmon vodka, but that's what the sponsorship is for that one. It's good. Interesting.
Never heard of it.
I don't think many people have. And he's up there battling it out in the Drivers' Championship as well, too. Really throwing this machine around on the track.
Yep, and the grass is where you don't want to go. And he went straight to the grass, but he collected it fine. The Audi seems quite a planty car, doesn't it?
Yes. They do.
Which is nice.
So we have the Audis, we have the Hyundais and the Hondas. I'm not sure if he's really putting in an absolute serious lap, or he's just kind of messing around a little bit, because he's got the pace. Throwing the car around. We'll see. Brooks Clayton still on track at the moment. In P4 there we still have Adam Joseph Mailod and Nathan Cooktown. So Adam Joseph will slow his car up at P19. Just gets a time. There's a couple more drivers out there, so it was just basically a 2-lap shootout to go around. I don't think they got 3. happened so quickly, my friend. 22 seconds left to qualify.
Yep, and I think Cockingham he hasn't set a lap yet, so he needs to get something on the board right now. He's currently sitting down 33rd on my screen.
Alex got a purple sector 1 here.
Oh, that's
So,
nice for Alex.
He is fine. He must be his warm-up lap that we were looking at that in the out lap. So let's have a look. Alex got himself up the top of the timesheet. Replace Chris Tucker there, or Chris Hannigan. No, time, unfortunately. So that was an out lap.
Yep, big shame, but Tucker takes first and Hannigan in second, but I believe with the way the heats work, there we are. So only 9 drivers. So that is, well, P1 in this will be first, and P9 in this will be 30th or something. As you can see there, the lineup is Austin Tucker in first. Then we have Josh Freed in second, Jordan Babcock in third, Jeremy Castro in fourth, Matthew Dupuis in fifth, Carson Catlin in sixth, Rodney Flores in seventh, Nathan Cockingham in eighth, and finally Alex Coffard in ninth. So, as for Alex, he needs to make quite a few positions up in this. He's got a few minutes to go, but surely, if you can avoid the carnage in turn 1, maybe you can get yourself up into the top 5.
Yeah. Especially with only that smaller grid, of course, they're splitting this up in the heat. So a couple of points will be available for these heats, and also what's very, very crucial, no doubt, is your starting position for the main race. And the last main race of the season. So even more important to end up where you're going to pan out for the rest of the season, the championship. Of course, they'll be also adding up the beers and the drinks that they're going to be consuming as well.
Yep, so it could all change at the end, depending on how much someone drinks.
All right, my friend, you get to call the race start for Heat 1, the final race of the season.
Safety car's gone. We need to wait just for the lights. Everyone's all bunched up together. We get ready for the first heat of the final round of the season. And when the lights go green, we will go. So it's red, and I believe we are off. Down in towards turn 1. You can see there nearly 4-1 is that first corner. Just wanting to break off a little bit. That's I think Freed having a little battle with Castro as Tucker had a great start, already leading by about 9/10 of a second. As we head through now into the end of this first set, you can see that he's Cockingham up to 5th, so he's had a very decent start. Coffard is battling there for 6th position. All bit of contact there between him and I believe that might have been Flores down in 7th. Now as Catlin's dropped down to the back of the grid, he's already 3 seconds back, and that's a spin. That's Coffard. That is Coffard round, so that is pretty much him out of this session, which is a big change. He's having a bit of a, I think he lost the raid, didn't he? Just coming out of that first couple of corners, and you have ruined it completely, hasn't it? And that's the issue when you've only got 3 laps. You can't really make anything work.
There's pushing out into the grass here is Nathan Cockingham, and he's up against his teammate Matthew Dupuis, that just edging them, fighting out there just behind Jordan Babcock. And then so there's the front 3 starting to push away. We're on lap 2, so on the penultimate lap now. Yep. It will go very quickly.
In the background. He could up a bit of gravel as well as he comes through the final corner. And yep, the gap there is 3 seconds between Castro and Babcock. So obviously the top 3 battling for P1 to P3, and then 4th down to 8th are battling for that position, because they're not really going to catch up to the top at all. You can see all just charging through. You can see there the Honda. This has quite a lively rear compared to the Audi. You can see it just kicks out a bit on the exit to some of the corners. I think that might be Catlin there, just trying to get through on... No, sorry, it's Flores trying to get through on Cockingham there, and this is back at the top. This is Tucker, 7/10 ahead. Well, 6/10 ahead of Freed. Obviously, these two will have a little bit of a battle. You can see there, Freed having to just make a bit of a correction as we head out into the final corner. Notice this is... it's got a Bailey's livery. That is a really nice livery.
It is, yeah. I'm sure he'll be taking some Bailey's shots as well, too, as Mr. Tucker will be going across the line. It should be a checkered flag there from Barney. No, it's actually, we have one flag. There it is.
Over to Rolf again.
Yes.
So 57.967. Just Free beats that by 0.03 of a second with a 57.964. And you can see that the gap between Flores and Cockingham is closing, and that's about 0.4 of a second. Cockingham and Dupuis about 0.6 apart as well. So it seems there's some gaps between, obviously, Babcock is 2.3 seconds back, Coffard's 5 seconds back. But then obviously you have the lots of Flores, who's only 0.3 back off of Cockingham, who's going on board with Flores now as he comes out of the end of that first set. You can see there having a lot of steering lock coming through there. So obviously, well, it could be the nature of the car, we might have a bit of damage because there was quite a bit of contact. That first corner, you can see there, goes in a little bit deep, probably lost a little bit of time on the back of Cockingham, as he's now 0.8 back. Cockingham sit within 0.9 of Dupuis, but he loses a bit of time, and so far, I think Tucker's got this pretty much done and dusted now. Do we have one more lap, or is that the finale? Because there's a minute left.
No, it's based on that one. That should be checkered flag exactly. So
We are.
Yep. They called it.
Yep.
So there it is. Mr. Tucker will get The position, now, I'm not sure if it'll be the absolute P1, will it? It'll actually be either 1, 2, or 3 into the main race.
Well, I believe Heat 1 was P1, and then Heat 2
Okay.
is P2, and Heat 3 is P3.
go.
That's what I believe anyway.
I think you're
because
right,
He did
yep.
qualify quickest.
Excellent.
So for Little Heat, that was quite interesting. And now we have another grid, and this is Hannigan sitting on the top step. So this could be an interesting one. And obviously we've then got 5 Audis together, haven't we? Which is,
Yeah.
we've got the results first.
Yeah, that's the
All popping
results
up
just
on
from
the
that
screen.
previous round, real quickly there. You can see Austin Tucker, Jess Freed, Jeremy Castro there, John Babcock, Matthias Dupas there, cooking ham, Flores, Carlin, and Coffer, but that crash there. G'day out there, Adam Jackson. He says, let's go Gambrel.
So we've got no Hondas
Blake's
in this lobby.
in this one.
Just,
There's Brake he's talking about right there. So, go ahead, sir.
I was going to say, just Audis and Hyundais in this one, so this will be interesting. We've got 5 Audis altogether, second down to 6th, then we've got the one Hyundai leading the pack, which is Chris Hannigan, who is sitting in that first position. Then we've got the 3 Hyundais at the back, it's Klein, Sled, and Gambrel. As we then get ready to go green, as you can see there. I believe that's, is it a Cayman safety car, or is it a Carrera?
It's Porsche. It's Porsche.
Well, it's one of them, but I didn't know which one it was.
Oh, yeah. No. Peels in.
And you can, oh, yeah.
There you go. Heat
Aggressive
2.
turn in. Final corner. It's McDonald's livery car of Hannigan leading the way, and we get ready for green flag racing. And let's see, does Hannigan get a? And there we are, green flag. Does Hannigan get the type of lead that Tucker got on that first lap? No, but it's still 0.3 of a second. We head into turn 1 there. We can see that is, I think, Smith and Ray going very close together into that first corner. So let her dropping back. P9, as you can see, that is also ready. Ronenberg going up the inside there. Oh, a bit of contact. And that's Hannigan down there into P3. Could be under pressure there from Ray. P4 as we try and head through. And I think that's been another bit of a collision, hasn't it? Hannigan then went sideways through there, and going 3 wide into this next uphill left-hander. This could be quite an interesting one as we go through. I think that was that's one of the Martini liveries. I believe that might be Smith, who's sitting in P4.
Yes, it is. Carl Smith at the moment. Sees an opportunity to gain a couple of places.
So we go through, all that was someone on the grass. That was Ray just sitting on the grass a little bit, and that's also there. Gambrel at the inside of Sletta, that was in towards the penultimate corner of the track. So we now head down in towards turn 1 yet again down this main straight. You can see the slipstream quite strong down here as we have the battle for the back. This is Sletta now getting ahead of Gambrel down in towards turn 1 on the inside line. In the Hyundai, against the Hyundai, with an Audi sitting right behind as we go through. Ronenberg, I'm not sure what happened to it. Oh, you got that collision with Hannigan, didn't they, on that first lap? Just where they are now as they head through, and still, this time, LeBlanc leads by 1.7 seconds.
There's a bit of collision there between the drivers as you were aboard there with Eric, which trying to maybe avoid that as best as possible. He's like, I already had enough spins already so far in this race. I don't need another one.
And he gets himself into P8 still. He made that work, and he's now got to get himself ahead of Sletta. And this is back for P3. This is Ray in a nice green and black livery there. As we can see, Klein and Smith also looking to try and get through. This could be very interesting as there. We can see Klein just nearly pushing Smith through the corner in that penultimate corner. Now to the final corner, you can see them all going together. 3 of them all in a line, and that was there Ray with a very bad exit. You can see now Smith on the back of that slipstream, going to pull it to the inside line as they head down into that first corner. LeBlanc is fastest lap there with Hannigan in second. We head down, and as I think he's got ahead, hasn't he, Smith? He has, but they make a bit of contact. That's Bradley as well. Oh, more contact. They go 3 wide and leads to this next corner, and it is still, I think, Smith just about ahead of Ray.
Oh, I love this corner here. That's like to go around. You kind of got to expect that. That's Klein pointing in the wrong direction. So Eric should scoot past. They actually should. Most of those drivers should scoot on past. So just like that, you can go essentially from a great position to a not so great position. Brian has a 2-second gap. There shouldn't be a problem. He's on the last lap of this one.
He's just cruising around, isn't he? Just swerving about. He knows he got this in the bag.
Keep an eye there for Brian for a second, because we lost our track map again, and here he is. So he should be able to do that one no problems. Gives himself a front row start for our feature race. Chris will get that P2 position.
It like Tucker just got away on that first lap and just led completely to the end. There you can see Smith was 3 seconds back. Oh, fights the line between Bradley and Ray. That's 95 thousandths of a second between those two. But yet again, it seems like the leader, as soon as they can get away, everyone else battling behind, they can just pull away really easily. You consider the gap was 1.5 seconds, and it was 3 seconds back to P3, which for a 3-lap race around a very short track is quite a large gap.
It's going to give us a great indication of how the feature race is going to be as well, too. So
You can see the results there. So LeBlanc won by 1.5 seconds to Hannigan, then Smith, Ray, Bradley, Ronenberg, Gambrell, Sletter, and Clarice. The full grid there, and now we get ready for our final heat. So, Mr. Biggles, would you like to take it this time?
no, sir. You got to do it.
Oh.
I don't call race starts. It's
okay.
my tradition that I don't. Who's on the front of that car as well, too? I think it's Tyler's car.
Yes, it is.
quite
Yeah,
see.
Agostino's car. That's a very nice car, isn't it, with the B League livery?
Yeah.
Oh.
There it is, kind of.
I can't tell what it is.
Looks like a beer. He's got a beer. We'll see if we get a little bit better pictures on that one later on during the main feature race, because we'll have a bit of time, hopefully. Sometimes we don't get a lot of time.
So the grid for this race, we have Reader in first, and we have Agostino in second, Wolf in third, Eric Campbell in fourth, Manihart in fifth, Beckman sixth, then we have Garrow in seventh, and finally Bueller in P8 as we get ready to begin again. The safety car going to lead in the way.
Up in the background, that's Buller. He wants to get a better launch.
Yep. Oh, I just realised he's quite far back, isn't he? As the safety car peels away for the third and final heat. We have 3 laps yet again, as you can see there. It was, I believe, Garrow just weaving around at the back. And only 8 cars in this heat, so obviously the first one's having 9, and this one only having 8 vehicles to head through. So obviously Reader leading this one ahead of Agostino. Maybe we'll have a close heat. The first 2 have been pretty easy for the leaders. They ended up leading over 1 second by the end. Maybe this time we actually have a fight for the lead as we get to the final lap.
Look at the nice thank you on there on Tyler's car too. Thank you, admins and broadcasting. Well, thank you as well too. We'll see how it goes out. Rick Reader, can he get a good exit out of the final corner to get on the loud pedal? Over to
He's
you,
got
my
a
friend.
great exit. Yeah, he's had a great exit now. The 4/10 gap as we go green here for the final heat. Here around the Okayama circuit, and there we are. Rick Reader into first with Agostino still second, and not much battling to turn 1 this time, so a little bit calmer as well. We say that, and we have Beckman and Bueller fighting now for P5 and 6 as we head through, and the gap's about 0.3 of a second as we head in. And still, Reader leads 0.4 between him and Agostino, and then we have Beckman yet again going a little bit deep into there, so that's lost him for position. Also, that's Campbell right on the back of Wolf as we head up the this little back straight in towards the left-hander up the hill, and I'm not sure we can see that angle as we head through. There we are. So that is Billy Campbell in the red car, and that is Wolf in the Snickers car. It is, isn't it? A
Snickers,
nice
yep.
purple and black Snickers livery as we head through, and still Reader keeping the lead. And this time he didn't pull a second on the first lap, so this is a bit different to the first 2 heats.
It is. Augusto is going to try to keep him at bay. Honestly, you get hungry in this league, my friend. It's full of food everywhere. There's even Nutella right there. You got Shake Shack, you got McDonald's, you have just a ton of different... Yeah, it should be called the Beer Food League.
It is America, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
See, that makes more sense. Food America, yeah, that's fair. As we head through, yet again.
All mainly US drivers, a couple of Canadians, so... Yep, definitely.
Same area, it counts, in my eyes, at least.
Well, America's.
Bueller.
America, you were correct. Americans go all the way from Canada all the way down to Argentina.
Oh, yeah. You got north and south. I don't think they like to associate each other,
And
but
central.
they are.
That's where I am. All right. Mr. Buller.
We head through. You can see just about 0.3 back, but you just can't get through. And sometimes you just need that slipstream, which obviously in the corners you don't get very well. And you can see they're hopping that curb on the inside line, going in towards the final corner. You can see they're having to brake a little bit later, brake a little bit earlier compared to Campbell, though. As you head out this final corner, he's got a great slipstream, great run, and you can see that gap there just really crumbling down as they head down into turn 1. Do we get to see a move? Yes, we do. So it's Buller to the inside line, and that is going to be Campbell trying to defend it. I don't think he can defend it too well, because you can see there Buller just carrying a lot more speed, a bit of contact, wheel to wheel as they head through. And I think it is the inside line yet again for Buller to head into there, and he just gets himself ahead of Campbell. Nothing Campbell can do. Buller had some great speed going down into that first corner. Once you get yourself alongside you on the inside line, it's very easy for you to keep yourself ahead unless you make a mistake and go a bit too deep. Now it's Buller's turn to try and get himself ahead of Wolf, who's in third, so he would be able to get himself into that top 3. He's 0.5 back, but he's got pretty much this lap and that's it.
Brilliant overtaking. Looks like we're going to see a lot of that during the race. It's also bringing Greg Beckman into this little party, but he's just dropped out a little bit now, just outside the 1 second mark. No changes at the top.
No, yet again,
Currently,
1.4 second lead.
But look at this speed exit there at the moment. So Ron now under attack there. He's hungry. We'll have to sneak his livery. Oh, is that a tap? It is.
Nope.
It's going around. Oh, there's a massive collision there as well, too. The other 3 drivers are involved in that one. Oh, that's because they're already across the line. It goes by so quickly.
Oh, we've got heat 4. Oh,
no,
we're
I
lucky
think
today.
Actually, do we have heat?
Yeah, we do. This is different drivers.
Wow.
So, yet again, we're back for the heat. So, we've got more heats than actual racing action at the moment. So, that was the... Oh, that was the second heat, wasn't it, that?
Oh, well, sorry, my apologies. Here we go. So many buttons to click here with this.
There we are. So, Rick Reader wins that by 1.4 seconds to Agostino in second. Then the 2 snack attacks sitting in third and fourth, Wolf and Bula. Then we have Campbell, Beckman, Manihot and Garrow. And now we get ready for the 4th heat, which I only thought we had 3. Originally, I thought we only had 2, but no, we get double that. We get 4.
Excellent.
And this time, it's... I believe that is Clayton leading it, isn't it? In the very nice... I don't even know what livery that is. Like, was it Bumble or something? I think it was.
Bumble.
Yeah, it was. It's a very nice livery. Very colourful.
I don't even know what it is.
I'm sure Bumble's some sort of website where you can get vouchers and stuff.
I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat will let us know. I think I would know.
Maybe.
There's Wendy's as well, too. And, of course, we have our pit crew pirates releasing the Kraken.
That's a very nice livery, isn't it, on the Audi?
And that's
So,
Brooks.
2 Audi sealers
Brooks.
off. The final corner. Now, I can't actually tell which one's meant to be leading. Is it? I think it's Barrett, isn't it?
It's supposed to be Brooks. Yeah, there it is. Brooks will get the lead there, and he'll get the gas pedal off right now. Should be.
And actually, but look at Madole already, looking to get himself ahead already. In towards that first corner. I think he's just about ahead. He's heading to turn 1. Is it enough? I think it might be. Yes, he does. So, Madole now into P2 ahead of Barrett, and that's also at the back. That's Colton and Romano. Obviously, Romano, one of the quickest in here, and he's the quickest by a mile compared to some of the drivers in this league as we head through, and that is, yet again, McKay there, trying to fight with Madole. Bit of contact there, and I think they'll still make it through. No more contact as they head through, and you can see, look at these down here, pushing each other through. Romano sitting in 7th, trying to get himself ahead of Klein and Flick as we head through. Is it enough? Oh, we can see someone getting punted there. There's a bit more contact through. I think that might have been Colton getting involved with Klein there at the inside. And that's Romano now into the top 5. So we'll see if he can try and get himself up more in the grid. Actually, he drops back to P6, so he must have had a bit of a slide coming into that next part of the track. As we head through the penultimate corner, the gap's 3/10 to going from Colton, and now the gap at the front is 0.5 of a second. So yet again, we have a giant gap in the top 3.
Absolutely. Once again, exactly. So let's have a look. I mean, Giovanna, we know that he's just super quick anyway. I'm surprised he's even going to be pushing in this heat race. He probably might realize that, hey, I do have quite a few cars to do it if I'm going to do from last to first, so.
Does he head through? I think Romano's he's in the Audi, isn't he? Yeah, in the...
Oh, he might want to take too many risks because he practically has the championship wrapped up, but still has to get good points. Can't afford to get, if everybody else, if he gets 0, he could be. That's mathematically possible.
Well, if you're in the championship, you don't want to get little points in the race, do you? Surely, you know, on the final race, you want to get as many points as you can. And already Romano's at the back of Madole for P4. We'll go through now. We'll see what happens between these two. So we'll have one more lap, I believe, in this heat. The final, well, I presume the final heat in this race, in this grid as we come through now. And has Romano got the pace on the exit to get himself ahead? He's got a great exit, a really good run now, but also Madole's on the back of McKay. So this could be very interesting to turn 1. So now we've got Madole to the inside line of McKay, and then we've also got Romano looking for a bit of a dummy there into the first corner. It's Madole on the inside line. Now Romano looking to get himself through McKay. Can he get himself through? No, he can't. He's going to have to switch to the outside line, and actually that's McKay sending it again, but that was a bit close. That could have ended in tears below. So as we head through, this is, remember, the battle for P3. It's between, at the moment, Madole, McKay and Romano, as Flick is about a second back, so he can't get involved in too much. As we head down into this next left-hander, and Clayton leads by over a second. So every heat, we've had at least a 1 second lead.
Yeah, you're right. So once again, that's going to be something to look forward to if they get their way out in front and maximise that. But you've got to remember, too, they are aware that they will get a safety car, a pace car. So, you know, if you can build up a 30-second lead or whatever during the race, that's all going to be nullified. The pace car comes back out later. So
as you can see now, across the line, that is Barrett. Clayton's already taking the lead. Barrett second, Madole will be finishing in third, McCain fourth, ahead of Flick. Then we have Klein and Clay. Oh, what happened to Romano? He's pitted.
He's pitted, yeah, because
So
he
he
wants to start from
yeah.
last, exactly.
So it's Romano's last to first challenge in heat.
Again.
Well, he's in heat number 4, so he will start last because I believe it will be heat 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of order of position. If you last in heat 4, you'll be last on the grid.
Well, he's done it before, but he's going to have a big grid to deal with here today, and it's certainly going to have a lot of drivers that are racing for the other ultimate positions to finish the championship with.
Definitely. I believe soon we get to see the results from that race.
Yeah, exactly. This one takes a little bit longer to pull up because of the fact that they're going to be reloading. Here it is, finally, because they're loading all the cars in for our main feature race of 15 minutes. That's that real quick there if you want to go through those.
Yep. So Clayton, Barrett, McDowell, McKay, Flick, Klein, Colton, Romano pitted. And now we get to see the grid for the feature race, which is 50 minutes long.
Absolutely.
It's a long grid.
And yeah, we'll just go through. You can go through some of them, obviously, as they start to load in.
Yep, so we can see Austin Tucker there takes pole position ahead of Brian LeBlanc on that first row. Then we have Rick Reader in third, Clayton in fourth, followed by Freed and Hannigan in the top 6, Agostino, Barrett, Castro and Kyle Smith in the top 10. Then 11th is Ron Wolf, followed by Todd Mattel in 12th. Then we can see in 13th is Jordan Babcock, followed by Kenneth Ray on the same row in 14th. Then we have Bula, McKay, Dupeace, Bradley, Campbell and Flick in the top 20. Then we have Nathan Cookingham in 21st. Eric Roddenberg, third in the championship. He's starting in 22nd, followed by Beckman and Klein in the top 24. Then we have Flaws in 25th, Cambrell in 26th, Manihot in 27th, Carlton 28th, Catlin 29th and Anthony Saletta in the top 30. Then finally we have Garrow in 31st, the championship lead Romano in 32nd, Coffard in 33rd, and finally we have Adam Klein in 34th. So that is a whole grid. It's a long grid, and it's going to be a long race as well.
You know, it's going to be exciting for the final time this season. What are the drivers going to do? They're going to have fun here at the B League, and they always do. A little bit of fun and a little bit of competitive spirit, no doubt, too, because that's what it's all about. But, of course, too, fighting for a bit of the championship glories within the drivers and still those teams. So here we go, my friend. Welcome to the feature race and the last one of the season.
So we come through the final corner. It is Tucker ahead of LeBlanc as we get ready to begin the final race of the season. The first actual feature race here around Okayama Circuit now. And I believe we are gone. Tucker had a very nice start then. We can already see that's Clayton tucking in right behind the back of LeBlanc as we head down to turn 1 now. And it is green. We're heading to turn 1. Tucker does keep that lead, but no, that was Reader there trying to get ahead of Clayton. Does get himself ahead of Clayton. Now he's going to try and get himself ahead of LeBlanc because we can see lots of battles further back. But I want to see this battle for the top 4 because I think that is Clayton trying to close in on the back of Reader. We have a big collision at the back. I can't see who that was. Oh, we have a mega collision. There's about 6 or 7 cars caught up in that there. And I believe one of them was our championship leader, wasn't it? Romano. No, he's not. He's in 22nd, so he's caught up. And then we have Ryan Smith fighting for 10th and 11th. Back up to the top, LeBlanc. Now trying to defend from Rick Reader also. We got Clayton sitting right behind in P4. Then we got Freed in 5th. He's got ahead of Hannigan, who's sitting in 6th. So far, pretty hectic near the back. The front have got through that first lap very cleanly. Not many position changes at all in this top 10. But further down, there's been lots of changes. Romano already up to 22nd. We have now, this is Clayton, go to the inside line as we head through. That, I believe, is Mr. Rick Reader, who's sitting in 3rd, trying to defend the inside line. We go through, round the outside. Can Clayton get himself ahead? I think he might just about go through. They go side by side now. We've got Freed as well. Trying to see if he can make something work here as we head through this double right-hander now. And I think, is it the inside line for Reedy? Yes, it is. So he's got that better traction on the exit. Better line. And that is Clayton in the grass. That's going to allow Freed to get a position. Yes, it will. Freed now ahead of Clayton. Also Hannigan as well getting ahead. And also, that's Agostino. So Clayton's made that work really badly for him. And also, a bit of contact, a bit of wheel bank in there. I think that was Barrett as well getting involved there as we head through the uphill right-hander. And Freed now keeping himself ahead of Hannigan. Pretty interesting second lap.
Yeah, fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing. Not a lot of spinneroos. We'll go back and have a look at that race start in a minute, but excellent battling. It's Taylor also going side by side in the background. Corey Barnett. That's a battle for P7 and P8.
Head down into this first corner. Is Agostino ahead of Chris Barrett? I think he might be. Close. I think he can't just get it into the inside line though. He's got that. So now he's got to try and make it work. Barrett just get himself ahead. So Tyler now dropping down to 8th. Castro as well, looking to try and get himself through. And that's also a battle there between Madoli and Alex Bula. That is for P11 and 12. Looking further up, Castro, you can see just sitting 2 tenths back from Agostino. Not going to get himself through just yet. And this is, I think, oh, it's Madol. Disappeared. He's back. And he's ahead of Bula again now as we head through. Bula's got the inside line though, however, so that's going to help him. As they come up this little right hander up the hill, then we're going towards the penultimate corner, then the final corner. Inside line for Bula. This should be good for him because he can, yeah, there we go. He can just push Madola out the way. He can't get himself through at that corner, so he's going to have to try and get it down to turn 1. But now, Tucker does lead by 1.3 seconds ahead of LeBlanc, and then Reader sits a little bit further back, and that is Clayton yet again now looking for a move on Chris Hannigan. Down into turn 1, the gap's 2 tenths, not close enough just yet, but Barrett was also gaining a lot, hasn't he, on Clayton? He's actually got the inside line. Can he get himself ahead? They're going to go side by side yet again, and Clayton Barrett started making some great moves at the start of this race, up the inside, but then this will give Clayton the inside line here on the left-hander. And I don't think, can he stretch it around the outside? No, he can't. So you're going to have to try and tuck it and then go for another move, but that's also Agostino trying to make something work as well, because they're all over the road as we come through, and when you're battling like this, you lose so much time. So this is why it's helping Agostino and Castro all getting involved in this little battle now as we head through. You can see there Agostino on the back of Barrett and Clayton. Can't make anything move just yet as they come through here. Maybe he's going to have to try and get it down the back straight, because these 2 final corners, you can't really make a move at all unless someone's really dropped some pace. As they go through the final corner, no moves there, and you can see there Barrett went a little bit wide onto that dirty air from the car ahead. But this is going to give Agostino a great run down in towards turn 1, and you can see that slipstream helping heavily for the Honda. Now he has the, I think goes to the inside, surely he'll pull to the inside and just send it. No, he sits behind, so doesn't go for it just yet, and that's a little move a little further back. That's the Ray and Madol fight for P11. And that is, I think that, yep, that is Mr. Ray on the inside as we head through there. Oh, you can see there. Oh, Madol went a little wide, wide, so that's lost him with position. Can't he fight it back? No, he can't, so he's perfect defending there from Ray to get himself ahead. As we head down now towards his uphill left-hander, Madol still in the back. Can he send it? Yes, he does. In the inside, but he has to back off. He can't do it there.
That's been pretty good racing. So we'll see if we get, there's a chance. There was also a little bit further back onto the grid there. We got 34 drivers. The timing towers are going to show you currently 30-ish or so of the top ones until we actually go further down and have a look at some of those other drivers. But these are where the closest battles are on track. Currently at this point, you still have Austin Tucker leading there for Brian LeBlanc and the other Canadian of Rick Arita into that P3 position. We get a chance. Keep an eye on this one too. We've got to look at this one. So here is Riot McKay, and who's that? Carl Smith that's with him.
Yep, through there, and I think that is McKay just ahead. Keeps that position of 15 as we come through now, and there's some moves further down, so I think that's Carlton getting close to the back of someone. He's in 25th. I'm a bit curious to find out where.
Oh,
Romano, oh, that's a big collision there. That was Malihot, and that is got to be, that car's got to be pretty much total, hasn't it? Lots of damage on that.
yeah, but that's, I forgot to tell you that in the league at the moment, no damage, so they're getting instantly repaired. Yep,
Oh,
it's a fun,
well,
it's a
that's
fun
nice.
league. So yeah, exactly.
That's nice.
Otherwise, you would have half a field out generally, considering at the start of the season. They actually, believe it or not, they will get better. I mean, the driving gets better as they consume more booze. That's just somehow this is the way it works.
Going very wide as Ron Wolf, and then they're looking to get himself ahead of McKay's head down in towards turn 1. Can he get himself ahead? No, he can't, so he has to sit back for now. That's Kyle Smith there having a little battle with, I believe, Nathan Cooking, who qualified in 22nd, I think, so he's had a very decent start up to the top 17 already. As I think
Look who's in the background. Look who's gained, look who's gained 13
there.
positions already in this race. We're already we're 43 minutes or so into this race. We still have
that's
good.
someone on the grass. That's Smith and Cooking again. There we got the 2 championship contenders, Ronenberg and Romano, all together. As we head up at this, and you can see them all, about 7 or 8 of them all together as we head up this hill. Madol getting ahead of Ray a bit further up. But you can see now that is Kyle Smith being overtaken by Cookingham. No, sorry, Ronenberg. And then we've got Romano sitting right behind in that black car. Can he get himself ahead? Surely he gets a great exit. Yes, he does. Look at the exits that Romano can get compared to everyone else. Could he get 2 of them down to turn 1? He's going to be close. He's going to get himself ahead of Ronenberg, maybe. Going to be close into turn 1. Ronenberg's going to go around the outside, or try to go around the outside at least, of Carl Smith there we are. Romano up the inside, gets himself ahead now. This is Mr. Sean Bradley. He's having a little battle with Madole, who's been involved in a lot, hasn't he, in his first 8 minutes.
Absolutely, got the swerving around at the moment, trying to find a good track position. You can see up the road there, there's a few other drivers going for it. 2 for Nail, as to be expected in the beer league, and Tucker's gone to pit road already, as well as Brian. So that's interesting. 1 and 2 are in. Give Rick Reeder then the lead of this race. So they've elected to change it over early there to get when they are pretty lightly fueled. We're expecting a 2 pit stopper. Some of the drivers in the past have done 1 stopping.
Yeah.
Not
Romano's
easy to do.
3 times, I believe, in the past.
Yes, he has, and he can stretch it, but I don't know how he manages to do it, because he is actually literally racing hard with these other drivers at the moment, so he couldn't be sitting back fuel saving.
Could be.
I don't know how much he could be doing it, but we'll see.
So one of the top 3 has changed heavily. So we have Rick Moody in first, Jay Freed in second, and Chris Hannigan in the top 3 as we head through now. Mr. Peace in 19th position, trying to get himself ahead of Carl Smith, who yet again has been one involved in literally every single battle we've seen, along with Madole. Those 2 have been involved in everything as we head through. Then this little back street with the Audi. Can he get himself ahead of Smith as we head down? He's gained a lot, hasn't he, as we come through. He's going to have to brake later up the inside of the Martini livered car. Gets the inside line, gets himself ahead easily. Now that's also going to be someone else, and that's Campbell trying to get himself a move as well, round the outside. Trying to get himself ahead. Can't make anything work just yet as we head through, so nothing working there. That's also behind, that's Guy and Flick fighting for 21st and 22nd. Romano gets himself ahead of Wolf, so he's now into the top 13. So it's someone off track there. I don't know if they're entering the pits. Yes, it is. It's Kyle Smith, isn't it, entering the pit lane now to begin his first pit stop a little further ahead. I can't see who that is. It's a bit of a battle. This is Ronenberg trying to get himself ahead of Romano as he head down in towards turn 1. Can't get himself ahead just yet. And I think Ronenberg's one of the only rivals that Romano has, because these 2, I think, are over 4K are rated, and everyone else pretty much down in 2 or 3K. So, you know, there's a big skill gap there, but it's nice for Romano and Eric to start near the back, isn't it?
Crucial for the points there from Ronenberg, no doubt. Actually for Giovanni, but he's, I mean, you know, has been in this position right now. He wins the race, no problem to wrap up the championship just for this current position. We know he's going to be probably way further up than that. And here is a battle up further up on the grid there. So Corey Barrett, I think they're on Alexander Bula.
Yep.
Pit Crew Pirates of Corey. Give me a bit of the release in the Kraken as he turns it into turn 1 there. Late on the brakes and gets the power down there. He's got the inside line there. Tuck's actually back out onto the racing line because he had the space, and job done. I want to see back if we had a quick second actually to go back and have a look at the restart, because it looks like Kenneth Array and yeah, let's go back to the green flag. Just want to see the race start here and go a little bit further back.
Well, that's Clayton had a great start, didn't he? Then obviously, because the car ahead, he had to tuck in as to go into turn 1. You can see them all piling in, and look at them all. Oh no, that was everyone braking late near the back, and this is where we saw the carnage, I think. Yeah. Get ready to unfold. I can't quite see who it is because there's that many cars, and you can see one on the grass, another one gets caught, and they're all being tumbled down the order.
Well, just like that Constantino effect, isn't it?
Yeah. So they all pile through. And you can see Mr. Romano making it through cleanly.
Oh, he gets
easily.
He lucks it out so many times. I'm just surprised how many times
it's like weaving
he's
through
managed.
traffic, isn't it, for him?
Yeah. Anyway, back to the live pictures, and Rick Reeder now leading from Josh Freed. We know these other drivers are making those pit stops. You got Chris down the road.
It's a 3-second lead as well. That is a great lead for Rick Reeder. He needs to make sure he can just keep extending that gap. Of course, to Jay Freed behind, and obviously if Chris Hannigan's going to fight Mr. Freed, then it's even better for Reeder because he can just start to free that gap even more to the cars behind as we head through, and that's Clayton also getting very close to the back of Hannigan, who's going to pit. So Hannigan into the pits now, and Clayton now takes that 3rd with Agostino into that 4th position as we head through. We've got another battle, that is Bula. You can see just pushing Barrett through the corner there as we head through. Trying to get himself ahead, 1/10 back. He's got the inside line. Can he pull? Would he pull himself to the side? Oh, surely he will, because you can just see he's pushing the car down inside for the Nutella livery car. Can't make it work. So late break in there for Barrett to keep himself ahead.
Right on board a little bit with Alexander Buller. Oh, you can see the bumps there. He's going to send it up the inside here now. Let's go back to the camera, of course, to see them side by side. Keep an eye out there for Jeremy lurking in the background as well, too. In the the Reese's peanut butter orange livery.
I love these liveries. They're amazing, aren't they? Through.
Jerry might have a run
Castro
here.
there. He had a run, but had to back out. So he's not making any silly moves, which is a good thing. But you can see there. Oh, Barrett goes a little bit deep, doesn't he, into that final corner? That's going to allow Castro's have a nice exit. He pulls to the right-hand side a bit there as we head down now. There is slipstream available for all three of, well, for two of them, being Castro and Barrett as we head into turn one. Yet again, Barrett tries to break later than Buller, but he can't make it work. But actually, Buller's gone deep. That is good, and they're going to need 3 wide. This could get interesting in towards this next double right-hander. Ooh, bit of slight contact, isn't it? Wheel banging like hell.
That's excellent. That's excellent racing. I love it. And this is also, remember, a nice fun league too. So you're getting some nice, good competitive wheel. It looks like Ken has gone off the Shake Shack machines. I think it's the first time we've seen him for the Diabetics team. So we go back and have a look at that one in a second, but I want to keep the action on that one, isn't it? Because I think they were spelling it out with a little bit early. We'll have a look at the replay. Yep. Just continuing there. There's Eric still on the back there of Giovanni. If anything, there's Alex. Now Alex has gained 21 positions. He was also involved in that first lap incident.
Yes, he was.
So that's crucial for him too. Remembering the Drivers' Championship, he's right up there as well. So he needs to get some good places. And of course, the man he's battling with as well too is the championship hunt of Eric. So this is going to be good wheel-to-wheel racing here.
Yep, on the inside ahead of Eric. Oh, and that's someone going deep. That is Coffard. No, it's not. Who was that went deep? That's Madole, isn't it? I think.
Yeah,
someone's
Madole.
gone deep anyway.
Todd Madole. Yeah, Todd's dropped back quite a few places there at the moment, actually.
Yep.
No, that's not Madole. It's the other car. Anyway.
So now we head through. So this is the battle for P8. This is McKay and Bradley sitting in 8th and 9th with Romano sitting right behind. So wherever there's battling, he's right there with them as we go through. Oh, could have been a bit of contact. That was close between those two. As we head through Romano just sitting behind, just trying to pick them off one by one, not being too eager. You know, he sees one
see what
ahead.
happened to Kenneth here.
Take it.
That's the Shake Shack car. That's all by himself there. Yep. And he's
oh,
going to
and then
slide
goes
back on. Does it
curves
collect?
and
No, straight into the... Oh, it doesn't keeps it out of the 5 areas. Anyway, back to the live action.
Well, that could have ended a lot worse as we come through now. Back to the live pictures. We head down to turn one. This is with Ryan McKay, ahead of Bradley, and then Romano sitting in 10th and Coffard sitting just a few tenths behind Romano. So this will get a bit of an interesting battle. As we now head through, you can see how eager Bradley is to get through McKay, but he just can't make anything work just yet as we go through, and that is Smith getting ahead of Florzone in 28th and 29th. But now this is on board with Coffard, trying to be himself ahead of Romano. He's got the inside line. Doesn't send it just yet, and you can just see Romano being very patient, not going too eager on it, just wants to sit back and take them one by one. That's the best way to make it, especially when you're one of the quick drives. If you get involved in something too early, then that is going to ruin your race. So Rick Reeder, the race leader, into the pits.
Oh, yeah, we can go back to the action here of Kenneth Ray.
Yep, he's trying to get himself ahead of Campbell, who's in 16th. Can he make it work? No, he can't, so he's stuck behind, and now he's under some pressure from Klein, who's sitting just 2 tenths back. And now Reeder will drop all the way down the grid, as obviously he's going to pit onto some, well, obviously get his new fuel, because obviously you have to have 2 mandatory pit stops here in this race, and he's doing his first one. Also, we've got that safety car that will pop out at any time. But if not, that's Campbell going a little bit deep. There's 3 of them going wide, there's 3 making contact as we head through there. And I think for now, they've all made it through safe and sane, but if there was damage on, there'd be a little bit of damage.
Yeah. Thankfully not. You got to keep your steering pointing in all the right direction and have some fun. Kenneth Ray just having to fight his way back after having a little off-track adventure. And at this point, he's going to have to do it with Mr. Klein. It's going to send up the inside and to the local yokels. And there is a bit of contact, and Klein goes in the fence. It's going to come back on track there, and bang, tag. I knew that was going to happen. And, you know, that's the B-League for you, my friend. They're going to make sure, hey, if you push me off the track a little bit, if I come back on, oopsie, my bad. I just happened to come back into the side of your car.
Is Josh Reeder into the pits. So he'll be heading on to his, refueling the car. And he'll drop down a little bit further down. Austin Tucker getting through on him. He's now in 16th. Obviously, he was one of the first to pit, wasn't he? As he comes through, that is Bradley. He's sitting down in 7th, trying to get himself ahead of McKay still. And McKay just a big... a wall. No one can get through. You've got Card, Romano, Ronenberg all in this. Madole's also getting into this battle as well. as we head through. And obviously you can see there, only a few drivers making that one stop. You've got to do 2 stops, haven't you?
Yeah. Some of them are going to be trying to stretch it out for that pit stop. That's the key. But sorry for the safety car. But yeah, you don't know when. That's the problem. You know it's probably going to be coming in the next maybe 10 or so minutes, but you just don't know precisely. So if you do box, you might have been, damn it, one more lap shorter or one more lap longer. It might have helped me. That's the good thing about having a guaranteed safety car in this league, mate, because it spices things up a bit. It makes it almost impossible for you to plan a perfect strategy, isn't it? Like, well, Giovanni's done that a few times somehow, but for the rest of the drivers, it will give you an opportunity, as I said, to maybe see if it's going to pan out for you. It's just flip a coin and see if you get heads or tails.
That's it. It brings a bit of luck into it, and then also it brings challenges. If you're leading and then the safety car comes out and doesn't help you, then you've got your challenges to try and make you out through the field, or you should know to try and defend these, or try and defend the people behind. So it adds that element of challenge as well. So even if you are a quick driver, you're not always going to be leading by a mile in front.
Yeah, exactly. Like if Ronneberg, who is up in the P8 now, 14 positions gained, Jeremy Castro will go into the pit road right now. So he's electing. Remember, some of the drivers might be actually on the limit of fuel too, so they might want to stay out as long as they can, but unfortunately they can't. Tyler Klein's in as well. And they just can't, my friend, because literally there's not enough gas in that tank.
That is, I believe, Romano. Yes, it is up the inside of Sean Bradley there, in towards turn 1.
Oh!
A bit of contact. And that is Sean Bradley into the gravel traps. Lucky not into the wall, but it's going to knock him down a few positions. Not good at all. Obviously, you can see the piece of the big
this is going to go pole-shaped somewhere along the line. I can feel it, my friend. He's going to come back on the track with all this gaggle of cars here.
Well, that surprisingly went quite clean as we come through, and that's Klein there, very close with Mr. Reader, who is leading the race. So this could get interesting. These two are going to make sure they can make it through cleanly. So now head up in towards this left-hander uphill. You can see a little bit further ahead, that was LeBlanc trying to get himself ahead of Ray. Obviously, LeBlanc was on the front row along with Austin Tucker. Austin is a bit more further up. He's up in P12 and LeBlanc's in P14. So just about 3 seconds separates those two. You can see now more cars pulling into the pits. I think Ray was one of them, along with Carlton and Bradley, all heading into the pits to get their new fuel.
And that's this is the thing. So yeah, and the net lead of this race with pit stops is Mr. Tucker, right here. That's the Bailey's machine. We haven't seen too much of, course. He took that very early pit stop. He took that on.
Many of them did.
On lap 8, yes, on lap 8 for him and Brian. So that was interesting. And then the rest of the drivers took him on, like Carl Smith took it on lap 9, and then most of the drivers now have taken it a little bit further out. So lap 12, 16, 17, 19, give or take on that one.
Also, I'm going to say, this is a great little short circuit, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's just perfect for this kind of racing with
it
pit
is,
stops.
Definitely. You can side by side in off every corner.
Now he's getting held. He's getting essentially. He feels he's getting held up by Campbell, because Campbell does have to go on the pit road at some point. Not this lap. Just follow him around again. Brooksy up here and Tyler Augusto. They're going for Augustino. Sorry, they're going for. Well, they still have the box. You can see that next to them. They hope it. They're sitting there at the moment, crossing their fingers, I'd imagine, going, "Come on, safety car! Come on, safety car! Come on!"
Yeah. Well, Hannigan's into provisional P4, so it's going well for him as well. Indeed, with Freedom P5, Barrett's in that provisional P6.
Who's going in?
Lots of Romano, saving very late, aren't they?
Yep. There's Brooksy going in. Giovanni no doubt will stay out, I'd imagine. I don't think he'd come in. He's going to do his, maybe his one pit stop specials that he does.
Well, there's no point him staying. There's no point in pitting if he's one of the quickest. He can just try and make something work.
Adam Klein's in. Nathan Cunningham is in as well. So there's 2 more in and out.
So the top 3 is now Romano, Bula, and Agostino, as obviously they haven't pitted. As now Clayton. Oh, Clayton's come out ahead of Tucker. Oh, actually no, he's not.
No, he's not. No, he's still there. He is there. And there's Chris Tucker. Well, that's Brian.
Tucker.
Clayton's in the pit road right now, so there it's still. He's coming out right now, and it should be squeezing about P13, P11. It's showing him actually at the moment. So there it is.
Yeah, still trying to get used to this SDK.
Yes.
Very different to F1. as though this is the piece trying to get himself ahead of Mr. Kyle Smith, who's been involved in a lot in this race. So I suppose even if he's down in the bottom of the grid, he's still having a bit of fun with his racing as we head through there now in towards turn 1. He's got the inside line there for Matthew, but can't get himself through. Also sitting behind is Flores, who's sitting in 21st position, and that's Bulat into the pit lane there, so he'll go for a pit. So now it puts Ronenberg into that top 3 position. Now we're going near enough 3 wide. Then to this next uphill hander out of the back straight. This is the Priest, Flores, and
that's
Mr.
contact.
Kyle Smith.
Turning in,
Contact.
Yeah, it's just a bit of rubbing, grinding, and racing and driving. It's perfectly fine. It's what we like to see.
Exactly. Hard, fair racing.
Yeah, some of the drivers will pull off and have a beer too. So Augusto's gone in. So has, we saw Rye and Zachary. So that's it for your pit stops. We still have a few more to go, and that's just basically the top 3. And if you go further down there, you got.
Yep. And then we got Flores who needs to pit, Manny
and
Hops,
Flores.
and then there's just a couple more, yeah. So pretty much everyone's pitted, and Agostino now pits. Ronenberg also into the pit, so now it puts Romano into the lead from last.
Yeah, kind of know that he's going to stretch it out.
Well, 33rd,
Yeah, that'll
so-
come perfect for him if that pit stop does come. Another thing I'm thinking, you know these 2 drivers, Austin Tucker now, right?
Yeah.
And Brian, I got a feeling, my friend, that they're going to, because they boxed so early, they're going to hope for this safety car, pace car.
Oh,
and
they
they'll
need
come
it.
in again,
Maybe
so
they-
that they'll
yeah.
get this gas, for sure.
Maybe they called it a little bit too early, but then it could have been part of the just see. We'll see if it can work kind of strategy.
Because now, if the pace car, if you do get the safety car, I guarantee, because Giovanna's going to go in. Well, then again, sometimes before in the past he hasn't. You think, wow, wouldn't you take advantage of a cheap pit stop? And then, so if he does, you know that Austin Tucker will probably go in. Brian LeBlanc here, and Rick Reeder. But Rick Reeder, he boxed on lap 16, we're at 25. So you know that Rick Reeder can go a lot deeper into this race. He might, and Chris as well. Chris
Romano.
boxed on lap 10. 12, my apologies. Who's gone deep into
Romano.
the grass there?
Oh, who was that there?
That looks like Joshua. Let's have a look.
Could have been, yeah.
Yeah, here it is.
The replay, yep. So Jordan Babcock into.
Snack attack.
Oh, that was just went a bit too early on the early on the turn in. Gave him a bit of oversteer into the corner. Nothing you could do about that one. But now, obviously, Romano's gone 25 minutes, half the race distance on that first stint. So he could make another stint and just do 1 stop at this rate. Some people might need to go for 2, but Romano, I think, could make a 1 stop happen.
He's done in the past, and I think he's looking to do it again. Exactly. Oh, there's a car off into the, just sitting onto the side of the track. Now, people, as I said, do that sometimes to enjoy. What they want to do is sit there back and have a couple of beers or a couple of drinks there and just enjoy the show from the best seats in town, of course, trackside, right on the track.
Well, that is the best place to sit.
Yeah, and they
Not
do
for
that.
somebody who's just standing there, but for in the car.
And they have some fun, you know, because, you know, they might be down or even a lap down or something like that. There's a few drivers that actually be lap down at the moment. They're just, once again, they're just having some fun. They get a couple of laps in under their belt. They're probably sitting there waiting for that pace car so they can, safety car so they can jump in the pit road there. But have a couple of drinks. And, of course, you get some points there for some drinks as well, which is fantastic battle brewing here between these drivers of Alexander Bureau there, Josh Freed. I think that's Tyler in the lead of that one, isn't it? Tyler Augusto, yes, it's going on board by his rear wing. And do you like Nutella?
Yes, I do heavily.
You're going to love it because it's coming right now, thick and fast.
Because you're going to try and hook it around the outside.
Romano. So Giovanni Romano's gone in.
Oh.
It's interesting. He couldn't go that far. He did go further than everybody else, as you can see on the pit stop, so I can hide that information.
How far does he drop down? He's dropped down behind Tucker. He's going to drop down quite a decent bit, isn't he? But he can just drive his way back up again.
Yeah, it's probably praying for that safety car to come back out. It didn't come out yet. It will be coming out at some point. But he's gone, he said he's gone halfway through this race, so he can go to the end for sure. And remember,
Some
too,
of them
you
might not be
got,
able to.
well, I was going to say you burn less fuel, don't you? You usually get quicker towards the end of the race, but it doesn't really make any difference to get rid of fuel. I'm just thinking about Formula 1. I keep thinking about Formula 1 for that, because if you just take tyres, of course, you're lighter at the end of the race because of your fuel load.
Yeah, so better on the tyres.
Yeah.
But in this case, it doesn't matter, does it? Because
No,
you're
they
going to
refueled
fuel
again.
anyway.
So he's back to basically the start of the race, but bearing, I don't know, they don't take tyres, man. No, not with a 13-second pit stop.
No.
See, Brian's gone in again. So this is what we kind of thought about, didn't it? And Tucker, yeah. So they couldn't go that deep because they boxed on lap 8, I think I said earlier, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's like 8 minutes in. Yeah. So
That's
they're going to go back into the pits. So,
yeah.
is this going to work for them at all? They was
Chris
first and second on the grid.
I'll see if I'm going to show that. Chris's last lap when he boxed, the pit lap, I'm going to show you this information on the screen because this is all the goodies that we do have. This good thing about iRacing, my friend, is that we can display all that. And you can see the laps of when everybody did box. So Mr. Smith and P17 may be feeling the pressure of running out of gas. And Chris is the only one here too because he boxed on lap 12. But the other drivers that are around pretty healthy.
A lot later, yeah. Boxing lap 20, lap 24, 27 for Romano, obviously. Clayton 22, Agostino 24. So Agostino's looking at for a
There's Chris. Chris has come in.
Oh, wow.
It's a little earlier than I expected because he had a couple more laps up his sleeve, but maybe once again he's got that feeling that pace car might come out. He could get called right now, and that probably would be a perfect time.
At the moment, I think Agostino and Bullock can stay out because they pitted on lap 24, whereas Reed pitted on lap 16. I don't know if that's enough. I don't think it is. That's someone going off wide on the exit. I'm not sure who that was. I could just see them flying away.
It could have been Carlson.
See, I think
Oh,
it was
that was
Catlin,
a snake attack from before, wasn't it? Is it Carlson again?
No. Oh, no, he's off completely.
Yeah.
Does he hit the wall?
He might be
out of the wall.
He might have been reaching for his drink too as he's going in. Oh, I got the corner! I got the corner! Oh, here we go! But we're going to see a nice battle here. Alex and Duprus and Carl Smith.
Yep, yet again, all getting involved in this little battle. This is for P17 up to P15. Chris Hannigan leading them all as they head through. Alex trying to get himself ahead, can't do so. Romano gets himself ahead of Castro. He's obviously pitted on lap 19, so he might not make it to the end on that fuel. So he might need to go back into the pits again. And there you can see Coffin being a little bit held up by Hannigan. You can see he's a little bit quicker, better exit, so he'll have to go for it then into turn 1. Ooh. You can see they go for the penultimate corner, eating that full curve on the inside.
He should be lighter on gas, right? Because he did box a couple laps earlier, so lap 27. I was going to say they're pretty much even Stevens when it comes to gas. Then I thought he hadn't boxed yet. He was already running. Make it pit stop. It's going to be damn close. Here we go. Sends up the inside.
Makes it work. Very nice.
Rick Reed is in now. So that's the second
this
pit stops. Yeah.
Looks like Agostino into a very good position. He takes the lead. Willett in second. Clayton into third. Now Romano, obviously, remember, he pitted very late, so he's got to work his way up the field. He should get himself ahead of Fred and Reader. So that's technically P5 for Romano at the moment. Remember, he started 33rd.
What happened to Alex? Yeah. Oh, Alex is just having fun, I think, at the moment for the Oakleys. He's plump last at the moment, probably just pulling off a bit. So they're having a couple of drinks.
Yep. And that
get some points for it, my friend.
You know, taken by Colton for P20. Castro, this is very close. There you can see looking for a move on Corey Barrett as they go through. Can't make himself get through Josh, and you can see there Romano just ahead of the other. What's the team called again, Mr. Biggles?
Which
Pirate
one?
team?
Oh, the Pit Crew Pirates. Yes.
That's the Pit Crew Pirates. Yes.
Yeah, you matey. The Pit Crew Pirates. I've tried my pirate thing over the season. It hasn't quite worked.
Oh,
he's gone off.
that's
as
Romano.
You can see.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's a rare error.
Well,
no, it was Barrett. It was Corey Barrett. Sorry. Yep, I was going to say.
And Castro sitting right behind. He could look to get himself ahead into P5.
This is a battle for the lead currently at the moment. Two of these drivers with those pit stops that have occurred before.
Just 5 turns back from each other. It's the Honda versus Hyundai. Then we have an Audi in third. So, yeah, 4 different constructors in the top 3. Well,
Austin Tucker and Ron Wolf. Remember, Austin Tucker was leading this race at the start. And now he's got Mr. Hungry Like a Wolf, Snickers, snack attack there of Ron Wolf. Ron doesn't mind that. I've joked to him about that before. I started having nicknames for the drivers over the season.
Well, that makes it even more fun, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's a fun league, my friend. Absolutely. Here we go. So, the battle for P1 to P2. Here we go. Got a bit of traffic to deal with, of course. And must be fun. The Nutella machine. Still can't see who is on the front of the other car. Of Tyler.
Yep. I think he just keeps ahead. Yep. So we're looking to get himself through. We're tying up great defence in that first couple of corners. And
be punted for gold. Brilliant. I don't like this camera too much because it looks very arcadey, but it's the best way to see the delivery of the cars.
Yeah, very nice delivery there from Tyler. Delivery of the day, in my opinion.
It's flashing in the background there as well. Too, the lights are 100 miles. Is that the Castro? Is that Jeremy? Flashing his name? No, he wasn't. I'm just trying to see if they're a little bit out of whack here at the moment. Coming up to a lot of lap cars.
We're coming through and still. So we've got Castro battling for 5th and 6th with Barrett. Then we've got the top 2 battling. We've got Reader and Wolf battling, and that's kind of it. You can see the grid's kind of just spreading out a little bit more now at the back. Obviously, we've only got 15 minutes remaining. We've already had about 35 minutes of the race. As we go through now, Rick Reader trying to get himself ahead of Mr. Wolf. Can't get himself ahead just yet. So he's going to have to try and go for it, possibly down to turn 1. That's his best chance, best opportunity. He can use that slipstream. So can Mr. Rick Reader then. You can see the one ahead, the angry Snicker car. Obviously just trying to keep his edge ahead. Can't make anything work from Wolf car. So now it will be Rick Reader to the inside lines, ahead down to turn 1. And we've also got Brian Lamont sitting in the background watching this sort of battle unfold. And that's another, I think it was a lap car that was overtaken there down at turn 1, and that is Rick Reader. Going to go up the inside, keeps the inside line, keeps himself ahead of Ron Wolf, so puts himself up with 2 P10.
And Alex
now.
also making the positions gain there as some of the drivers are just pushing off to the side there. On Ray McKay, or Roy McKay, I got RY, you can see there on the screen for the pit crew pirate there. Just call him McKay.
I think there's also Castro there looking to make a move. Oh, that's a bit of a bump there. Indeed, that's Ron Wolf.
We have 15 minutes to go, my friend. I have a sneaking suspicion any second soon my mouse is going to flash yellow and we're going to have the pace car. And this into the pits goes
Mr. It's time, isn't it?
Yeah, it would have to be very, very soon. Ron Wolf. There is also another chance of a second safety car, but of course, as we go deeper and deeper into this race with less time, I don't think you can get the second safety car under 10 minutes. So this one's going to be... It's got to be coming in. Ron might have been perfect on this. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to say whether or not how much of an advantage you're going to take on the pit stop, because you have to be waiting. It's taking tyres too. You have to be waiting to see what the other cars are going to do, if they're going to come in or not.
Yeah.
To try to determine whether or not that's worked out for your strategy.
For Romano, we could stay out, I think. Maybe Romano could stay out. Many others might have to pit again, but Romano is in a good position just to stay out on that one stopper, along with possibly Agostino and Bula, as they only pitted a couple of laps early before Romano. So, yeah, strategy is a key part at the moment, I think, in this race.
And all the drivers at the moment, well, I'm not quite, because you're relatively new to this league, but you won't get that obviously in other racing leagues that you've cast, especially that level of Formula 1 that you've casted. Who's gone off a little bit? Yeah, because you usually cast, almost esports drivers in Formula 1.
Yeah.
These guys are all sitting in the same chat while they're racing. So can you imagine that? Like if you in Formula 1 esports, having the drivers as they're trying to concentrate, going full speed. Yeah, this is where they have fun, mate.
There'll be lots of words.
I know, like that, really. And Chris said every once in a while there is, but generally most of the time people are going, "Oops, my bad." I don't know. And Chris and Ryan are having a little couple of moments together.
Yep, that was a close one. That's Chris in P14. Remember, he started in that top 5, so that's not good, it's not good for him at all to be down in 14th position. I'm just looking at the voice channel. I can see there is that about 30 of them all together in this one voice channel.
Some might mute if they're concentrating. Other ones, I don't think it's great too, because it actually gives you a little bit more concentration and patience, even if you are. And some of these drivers, of course, will be in serious racing leagues as well too. This, or more serious per se. And if you can, I think if you can hold off concentration and actually focus yourself, even when there's people talking in your ear, that makes yourself a better racing driver as well too overall. Yep. Because you won't get distracted as much. Yeah. Oh, who's just gone around? And I think, I was actually just going back into pit road as well, too. Chris and Roy, these are at it again, McKay and Chris. Just don't forget Josh Freed also lurking a little bit into the background as well too. 12 minutes, there's got to be a pace car coming out very, very soon, my friend. I'm still waiting for it. As I said, I have my mouse flashes yellow, so I know exactly when it happens.
As we come through, and still Chris leads in this little battle ahead of McKay and Freed, and also Campbell's going to look to gain into this battle as well as also Mr. Bradley. He's also sitting right on the back of Campbell. This could become, you know, to build a great battle. So that's Rodney Floors now. He's going to get himself ahead of Mr. Garrow in towards turn one. He's got the inside line. Brakes. Oh, he brakes a little bit too early though, but he does get the inside line. He gets a better line.
Stick, buddy. Make it stick. Brian here too. Remember, Brian was right up in the positions. I think the family planning driver was in P2 or P3 at the start of the race, wasn't he? He's down
P2
9.
front row.
Yeah. On the pit stop strategies.
Behind McDowell. McDowell had lots of battling at the start, and then he just kind of stopped battling. He's just been chilling, hasn't he, for these past few laps?
Yeah, exactly. Still waiting, of course, for this.
Where's his safety car?
The safety car's got to come in a minute, I mean, because it's 100% guaranteed it will. Rottenberg taking another position. That's only because Jeremy's gone in.
Oh.
We are seeing
Jeremy.
second and... Oh, well, these are second pit stops generally across the board, aren't they? I don't know about third
Jeremy.
pit stops.
It's a bit late of a pit stop, isn't it, this?
Here comes Rottenberg. It's crucial for him in this championship hunt, isn't it? For the points, at least. To see where he's going to finish
Definitely
up.
is.
See where he's going to finish up behind Romeo, of course. Because Romeo, currently there at the moment, P4, has definitely got the championship done and dusted. If he would have to finish, I'd say probably outside 20th or something like that to maybe even possibly lose it, barring the other drivers, of course, where they finish currently at the moment. So some of the championship contendants, well, not, you know, the drivers.
Yeah.
Contendants.
Oh, that was Barrett going a little bit wide. He's done that before. He went wide there a few laps ago. So Barrett not very liking that corner at all as we're coming through, and he's gone deep again. That's going to let Rodenberg just fly past him on it there. Then this straight now. Ooh,
almost close to a little bit. Yeah, but
And
Corey,
we've got
big
just
difference
over 10
there.
minutes to
Corey
go.
Barrett, a 1400 I rating versus Eric's a 4.3k. Still putting the pace up there, still fighting, of course, having some fun.
Still, definitely.
Remember
Barrett's done a
too,
good job, I
there's
think.
also, you know, a crucial team battle that's going on too in the Constructors Championship
Yep.
for, you know, the second and third and fourth as well too. They're all relatively close. So you got a little bit of team bragging rights. Who wants that second and third?
Head down. The upper left-hander with the pit crew pirate of Corey Barrett, and then we shift to the other one, the other pit crew pirate of Giovanni Romano, sitting in P4 on the back of Clayton. 3 separates these two, and then between Agostino and Bullock there is a 10-second gap, but obviously that safety car is on its way. We've got 9 minutes left to go. That safety car's got to come sooner or never.
Yes, sorry, a little bit of technical information. Go ahead. You're okay.
Say that again?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I have a little technical.
Oh, sorry.
for a second.
Yeah, I thought
There it
I
is.
saw everything.
Pace
Oh,
car.
there it is. 9 minutes to go.
Wow. Now, what will happen with our drivers? Let's have a look at those pit stops that have been occurred already. So the one-stoppers you'd think are going to go in, right?
No, stay out.
Oh, they have to go around one more time, I believe, before they can go in. Some of the drivers.
Of course, as we now see. So Agostino still leads. Is anyone to pit? So Campbell's just pitted. He's just going to pit exit. As we have, yeah, there he is. And we'll see if anyone needs to pit. So maybe Agostino and Buller could pick because they've got a 15-second gap to collect. So it's possible, but it's going to be tight, isn't it?
It is, because you've only got shy of, we're really going to only have about 5 minutes, really, of racing.
Yep.
So that's just going to be a full sprint to the end. That's a lot. So if you do drop a couple of places in the pit stops you have, then you got to be thinking about the fuel. You'd be like, all right, can I stretch it? Because with only 5 minutes, might just be enough. You can see a little bit of a shoey on the side of that car there as well, too, just above the B League logo head.
Clayton, I think, is he pitting? No.
They're not. Yeah,
But
just a little bit further down
yes,
here.
Yes, he is. Oh, it's not good for Clayton in P4. But I suppose the thing is now, if you pit, you've got a lot of work to do. It's like a final lap safety car in F1, isn't it? You've got so much work to, so much ground to make up.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to drop like a stone here. You can see Corey. I mean, they're all going to be. There's Brooks. There's Corey. Clayton. They're going to need fuel. That's a splash and dash. That's the reason why they're in there. They're not going to take tyres. Not with this amount of time left.
Yeah, there's no point taking tyres now. But now it puts Agostino still in the lead, Buller in second, Romano third, and Ronenberg in fourth, Tucker in that top five, Reed ahead of LeBlanc.
I thought he's going to knock the pace car out of the way, but you can't. He goes through it. This we won't get the safety car glitch. Does that still occur in the Formula 1 thing? That used to be occurring quite often, the safety car?
Which glitch?
Oh, which glitch? Okay, so I guess it still probably does. See that smoke that's going across there? There's not a low cloud. It's been some years.
Yeah, maybe
bit of a lockup.
someone's had a bit of hit the gravel a little bit.
So I think that's also a lap car. Sorry for clicking through like that crazily. Just having a look. There's Brian. There's Alex. There's Chris. Yeah, it is. It's a lap car just right there on the outside.
Yep.
The 420 car.
See, Freed qualified in the top five. He's in 10th place. Remember, he pitted. He's now sitting in 11th. So it's not worked out too badly for him, but it's still not ideal. But then again, would you rather get to the end in P11 or not make it to the end because he runs out of fuel?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And the good thing about this league, my friend, too, is that this team, because they're in the chat as well, too, if they do say, look, I've ran out of gas, you'll actually get somebody out there that'll help you push you across the line and things like that. So look at this in the background as they're lining up 1, 2, 3, 4 abreast.
Oh, look at the position
there you go.
change.
So the lights just come off the pace car now. So there'll be one more lap. You'd imagine.
Yeah, so Tyler's moved up 6 positions. Buller 13, Romano 29, Ronenberg 18, Alex Carvardi's moved up 25. So yeah, lots of position changes, but then there's quite a few people who've lost lots. So Carl Smith's lost 10, Wolf's lost 12, Babcock's lost 17, Ray's lost 11.
This is going to be interesting. Do you think that Giovanni Romeo can win?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to go. I'm going to go.
It's going to get past Buller and Tyler.
I'm going to say Tyler's going to keep it.
All right.
Mainly because I like the car.
Anyone in the chat out there, give us a shout out if you think. If he's on for a podium anyway, Ronenberg as well, too, is going to be looking at getting some nice 18 positions gained there. And Alex Cofford as well, too. You say 25 positions gained for him in P8. That's going to be fantastic. Chris is dropped a couple. It's crucial for Chris to get a couple of points in this championship as well. But, he said he's going to replace it with beer substitution for points, so... He said he has to just down like 20 beers or something like that. I think he said, yeah, we're green flag racing here for the last very time, and I don't think we're going to get another pace car. Go ahead, Nathan.
So we come at the final corner, and it is Agostino ahead, and he's had a great start, hasn't he? He's already pulled away a little bit there from Buller, who's lost a little bit of time. Romano's already alongside, and actually he's ahead. And we're not green yet, we're now green. So Romano's got overtook before the yellow flags. Luckily, that's not brought out any sort of penalty. As we head now into turn 1, and it is Romano in second, ahead of Buller now as they come through. And this is where the carnage unfolds yet again. 3 minutes and 42 seconds left to go, so about 4 laps left remaining. Carvard ahead of LeBlanc there. That's also Tucker just trying to tuck in behind Ronenberg as we come through, and that's LeBlanc re-overtaking. Carvard and Reeder getting ahead of Tucker as we now head down this little back straight in towards the uphill left-hander. We'll see, is Romano close enough to get through an Agostino yet? No, he's not. He's still 5 tenths back. A little further back, that's Castro being overtaken by Freed for P10. You can see him all fine through 2, 3, 4 wide as we come through now in towards the penultimate corner with Agostino, the current race leader, ahead of Romano, and then Buller in third. And now I notice Ronenberg's lost a little bit of time. He's 6 tenths back, so he's got to think of something on these last few laps just to get himself ahead. And that's Carvar gone wide, very wide there. That's going to lose him time because LeBlanc's now going to fight back. It's him down into turn 1, ahead with Chris Hannigan as well, who's going to try and get himself ahead. in towards P8 as we now head into this first corner. It is, you can see there, up the inside line there for LeBlanc. So you get yourself ahead of Cofford. I think he might do, but he's got the inside line. Chris now also looking to get himself ahead. He's got the inside line. Can he put himself ahead of Mr. Cofford as they come through the inside line? He's got the inside line. No, Cofford will this time on this corner. Left-hander. Now down the straight, I think Hannigan has just got himself ahead. Yes, he has. Into P8.
Oh, this is great. This is it, because you've only got literally a lap or two at best. Tyler, it's just got to hold off, isn't he? Has to hold off. What you'd have to say is confirmed. The driver's world champion here at the Beer League, for sure. And he's going to do his absolute best to hold them off and try and try and try. Of course, those other battles that you said that are occurring further down the field there. Brilliant, brilliant racing. And that's another way to be taking it. So we're just going on for Corey. He might have got it.
Very wide, hasn't he?
Might have got a tap or something like that. That's pretty much likely the amount of cars that we have everywhere around here. And this is it. Look at this. Oh, there's contact.
Oh!
Will there be a lift-off? Will there be a lift-off to low and back? No, it's game on. It's race on. Giovanni wants it.
Yep, and now it's Spooler around the outside there of Agostino. That was a very close one, and I think there, I don't know who was at fault. That's the issue. Maybe if Romano was at fault, he would have lifted off. Maybe it was Agostino at fault, but now he's under pressure from Ronenberg up the inside, up the left-hand uphill. And you can see there, Ronenberg just tried to shut the car in, couldn't get it in time. So he's going to sit back, and obviously they've got about one more lap remaining. So now, I believe this is the final lap, isn't it? The final lap of the race.
I haven't got any notification from race control about white flag yet. Yeah, now it should be. I think the white flag will be waving right now from Barney, if we can see Barney on the grid. Can't really see Barney. He's hidden behind the timing table at the moment, but there. Yep. Yeah, no
there we go. So now,
but no, still no information about white flag yet.
Onto the inside there to keep yourself ahead of Ronenberg as they go into turn one. I think Ronenberg just behind. Yes, he's so can't get himself through just yet. And Agostino now is literally throw this all away because he's 1.1 seconds back from Bula. He's going overtaken there up the inside by Ronenberg, and also but this is Rick Reader sitting right behind. Could he try and get himself ahead through? And this would be ruined for Tyler, wouldn't it? On this final few laps, that one little bit of contact at turn one has ruined his whole final few laps.
Yeah, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? In the Beer League, you can just drop it like that. Any league, really, actually. We'll see how they pan out, but they're going to be having some fun, of course. Maybe a little bit too intoxicated to... We don't know. Some of the drivers are underage as well, too, so they won't be intoxicated.
Yeah.
She'll see, but nobody's catching Giovanni now, my friend. He's gone, and he doesn't make mistakes as well, too.
He's got one more lap, hasn't he? This is white flag, isn't it?
It has to be now, for sure.
Yeah. And now we can see this is Reader ahead of Agostino into turn one. That's the inside line. Gets himself ahead now. LeBlanc, is it his turn to try and get himself ahead of Tyler? Because you can see that wall breaks a bit late, nearly takes out the Honda as we come through. He's going to have to go around the outside. Took it back into the inside and he can't. So Fried also ahead of Castro there. Castro's gone a bit deep. Grabbing Castro there as we come through in P11. And that is also Adol sitting in P12. And this is Romano, 1.1 seconds ahead. What a race he's had. What a race.
Just having a look to see whether or not this checkered flag will be waving. I'm confused about this information. The final corner here. You're also going to see him go off, my friend. They put on a pretty good show as soon as they cross the line. There it is, the checkered flag, and he's got it.
Yep, there you can see. Flash on the lights. Romano, our championship winner here at the Beer League.
Let's see Giovanni do it here. Fantastic. Come on, mate. You got to plow it in there. Don't just keep driving it. I want to see this in the background, of course, from the driver's wheel. This is your opportunity to fully send it to somewhere. As you'll see the drivers do that into turn one.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, you love it. Just trying to find the right drivers that are doing it. It's very hard because they all just go off the track and smash it straight in a million miles an hour.
For the first time here in this league, that was a really good race. Very entertaining. I've seen these cars around this different track. I can't fault it at all. That was a really enjoyable race.
Tibano is the only one that's just bringing it home more peacefully. Everybody else is doing burnouts and having fun. Why not? Come on, guys. There you go.
There they are.
This is your big passing drinks through the through the cars, through the windows. Here's your bumper fest. This is your. I thought I was casting Wreckfest for a second. No, we were casting. I wonder if they're trying to get a photo or something. My friends have a chopper cam. There it is.
That's probably why. There we are.
Somebody's blowing their engine, I think. Oh no, that's just smoking it up.
Oh, there we are.
Giovanni, you going to come around and do some burnout? Burnout's my friend. You won the Drivers' Championship. There he is. Just going to sit there for the Drivers' Car Park Parade.
Give it a bit of park up, meet all of his, but the right, well, not much of a rival, is it? You know, all of his other driving companions. Oh!
They are having fun, my friend, and why not?
Great. Absolutely great. But it was, you know, a great ending to a great race. Everyone just chilling around now, having some fun. You could probably see them all in the VC. But here we are, the results for the final round here around the Okayama circuit. So it is Giovanni Romano who gained 31 positions, who wins the race. 2 seconds ahead of Bula in seconds and Eric Cronenberg in third. Rick Reeder in fourth. Austin Tucker in the top 5. Then we have Brian LeBlanc, Chris Hannigan, Alex Coffar, Josh Reed and Jeremy Castro into the top 10. And then we have the diabetes of Agostino and Madole in 11th and 12th. Then Brooks Clayton in 13th, Sean Bradley 14th, Ryan McKay 15th, Corey Barrett 16th and Tyler Carlton in the top 17. Then when it loads,
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Oh, sorry, my bad, wrong one. Yeah. I'm just like looking at
the flow now.
looking at all the cars on the grid and everything as well. Take away. It should be now, my friend.
And then we have in P80 Kyle Smith, followed by Matthew DePiece in 19th, and in the top 20 Evan Campbell. We can see someone being taken out there. And then in 21st we have Rodney Floors, and then we have Greg Beckman, Nathan Cookingham, Christopher Flick, Kenneth Ray, Tanner Klein, and George Babcock in the top 7, as someone was literally flying past the camera. And then I think we've got a few more positions before we round off the grid.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just losing distraction now with all the cars going in the background.
There we are. So, Zach Gowen 28th, Adam Mailhot 29th, Carson Catlin 30th, Blake Cambrell in 31st, Rob Wolf in 32nd, and finally, it's Adam Klein in 33rd, who is 12 laps back.
I think there's one more.
Oh, is that?
Oh, no, it didn't
Get
start,
one
I
more.
think.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the drivers. Max Verstappen, unfortunately, didn't start, I don't think,
Oh.
of the race. So,
But what a great race that was for me for 4 a.m. in the morning.
yeah, they'll keep you awake for a little bit longer, mate. You might have trouble. You'll be very tired or trouble going to sleep or whatever. We have a couple of drivers in the waiting room. So, if you would like to pull one of them and have a yarn.
I can't.
Oh, I'll do it. So I guess we'll first of all we'll speak to the drivers' world champion. There we go. So Giovanni, congratulations! You're the beer league world champion.
That sounds nice.
Yes. And done it in style again from a last to first challenge. So yeah, how was this race course, and then overall, how was the season?
I really like tracks where the lap time is a minute or less, because that it makes it really exciting. You're always around some of the cars, almost no laps in clean air, so just huge wreck at the first lap, and then just working my way through traffic the entire time, and then that caution came out really late, so we kind of had almost a green-white checker type scenario. I think we only got probably 4 or 5 laps. That was pretty exciting. Made an aggressive move on Tyler at the end. Felt like I had my nose there, and he kind of chopped me a little. I mean, I think when you're battling for the lead, that stuff kind of happens, and typical for TCRs as well, touring cars. But very fun. It was a good race.
And once again, one of those Giovanni one-stop specials.
Yeah, the tracks like this that are really short and have a low average speed, you can eke out the fuel. I think there's a few people that did it. I know Bueller did as well, and I think Tyler ran out right at the end, didn't he?
Tyler did, yes. He had to, I believe he had to box again. Well, that's a lot of that went with Nathan.
Yeah,
Sorry, say it again.
Well, just get all the drivers that had those pit stops, because I'm just looking at the
Oh.
telemetry information at the moment. Most of the drivers took 2 pit stops, but Tyler, it says Tyler only took 1.
Yeah, he ran out coming to the line, I think, because some people were mentioning it. So he was like really tight, and Bueller only had like 0.1 gallons. He was super tight.
Just looking at the
it's
replay,
nice.
how you survived. I don't know how you've been doing this all season long. Just the luck, my friend, of slicing your way through those massive accidents that happen and usually at the start of the race. You just get the luck of the draw, don't you? Every single time. Like,
no, I've been in a few of them. I think last week I was spun out in one of them. Long Beach was spun out. Yeah, I get through most of them. I've had good luck, but I've definitely gotten caught up in a few of them. But thanks to our lovely little competition cautions, you can recover from it.
Yeah, been an absolute a fantastic sport. It's a fun league, of course, and with your I rating of 6.4K,
we don't talk about that.
you're just a machine. But in all fairness, you fair play. You start from the back of the field there, and entertaining to make your way up through the field. So it's been good. It's been enjoyable, of course. And you are the drivers' world champion. Once again, wasn't handed to you on a gold plate or whatever you call it, isn't it? You still had to battle your way through a field, and that's not easy, regardless of any I rating, especially in a league too, where a lot of drivers are also bumping and having fun and spinning each other around and things like that too. So you have to survive all that. But overall, your final thoughts there, and any thanks you want to shout out?
Well, the most important part is I had fun, and I think a lot of people, everyone had fun, except for the few people that don't like the TCR. I think some people will be looking forward to a different car next season. And finally, thanks to Chris and the admin team for running this. This league is super fun. It's probably my favorite league. It's just so fun and chill at the same time. Thanks to you guys for the broadcast as well. You guys have done a good job this season.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, we'll let him go celebrate down with the team there. So next I'll pull in Alexander Bueller, and you can go ahead and conduct the interview there for Nathan. Alexander.
Thank you, Biggles.
Welcome, Alexander.
Thank you. So, Alex, hello.
Hi.
So P2, very nice results. Explain, how did the race go for you in your eyes?
Well, it was a bit of a surprise. I feel like the key to this league has been so far is fuel saving, and Gio's the specialist at that. And I only realized that about halfway through, so I didn't do enough fuel saving, and he was able to really put the power down on those after the yellow flag.
And obviously, compared to many other tracks, this is quite a short one. So, do you prefer this shorter layout, or do you prefer a track? Maybe that's in the 1 minute 30s, 1 minute 40s.
For example, Lime Rock is a pretty short track, and that one's really fun. But I feel like Okayama short in particular is just a really difficult to pass at. So it's not really the most enjoyable track, but it is really fun to hot lap, and I mean that's what we do half of the time when we're not passing each other. So it's a pretty good track.
Yeah, and obviously, when it comes to pit stops, what was the main strategy for you? Did you expect the safety car to come out 10 minutes to go at the end, or was the plan maybe somewhere halfway through?
Well, like I said, I kind of realized halfway through that I should have been fuel saving more. So, towards the end, I was really hoping for the yellow, and it came out and it really saved me because I had basically no fuel going to the line. Otherwise, I would have blown my strategy out of the water. So I was really glad for it, and I was absolutely hoping for it.
Yeah, well, it's my first time here, so I don't know anything about any previous races, so I can't say if it's a good result for you or not. But yeah, well done. P2 is great. Anything from you, Biggles, quickly?
No, absolutely brilliant. Good racing. Of course, 13 positions gained there. And, you can't great, isn't it, coming out at the end of a season with a P2 is a great result. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely fun. So can't wait for next season.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Alex. We hope to see you next time.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
If we're going to get anybody else in for any, well, we should. If we don't have anybody, I should pull Alex
There's no
out,
one in the waiting room
actually.
from my eyes.
Yeah, no. We'll get Chris in here. Of course, he puts the league on. So I want Chris. We need Chris to say some final words.
Yep.
For the stream.
If he wants to, of course. Is he still in the voice channel above us?
Oh, yeah, he has to. It's a mandatory recall. It's like it should be a contract agreement, isn't it? It's just like Formula One drivers ritual. Have, don't you? They have to be in interviews. Chris, there we go. You have to have final words for this fantastic league that you put on this season.
Final words, man. Sorry, I wasn't prepared. After it's been a fun season. It's a great group of guys. Everybody really, it's like I said at the beginning of the season, Biggles. We're so glad you guys were here to be a part of it. It's a week it's a way for all of us to get away from the work week. It's a good night. We get out. Nobody really tries super duper hard. We just have a good time, drink beer, shoot the stuff in the chat, and it's been fun. These cars have been a challenge for everybody. They've been extremely difficult to drive, and I think we're all looking forward to going back to something rear-wheel drive next season. So looking to get rid of these cars. So we thank you guys for being part of the ride, man.
Yeah, that's a couple of questions I want to ask. If you go into the next season, for which of the cars are you planning on doing? I guess it's by a mutual vote.
Yeah, well, it's up to the championship winners. I mean, the team champions, which I think is going to be High Spirits after tonight, they get to choose. And, the rumors are flying amongst the paddock about what they're going to pick. Could be maybe the Formula V, maybe a GT4, maybe something in between, maybe a Mustang. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what they want to do. But we don't want to go any faster than the GT4. That's probably like the absolute fastest thing we'll bring in. But we like the cars you can slide around, kind of lean on each other a little bit, and not have to drive too hard,
Are you going to be keeping the same livery as well, too, of the McDonald's special for next season?
Well, we do it. So we're going to have to do a team shuffle. We get new team owners. We do a draft, and the new teams kind of pick the theme for their team. And we'll see what's going to come back. We had some rumbles that maybe some old legacy teams that we had in the past may come back. Maybe Team Bucky's and Team Power Rangers and all these things that we used to have in previous seasons may make a return next season. But that's part of the fun. You don't know till round one. See what shows up on the track.
And just real quick, because I know you still have probably to calculate any of those overall results. I mean, we do know for a fact that Giovanni's wrapped up the Drivers' Championship. But do you know briefly off the top of your head there how it all panned out for the rest of the drivers, say in the top five?
It's the other part of the fun. We have no idea. We've got to plug it all in. We got to see how much beer everybody drank. Those are all the bonus points, and then the low week's got to get dropped off. So we'll probably know. Austin's going to work that up for us, and he'll probably have it hopefully in the next by the morning or so. So
excellent.
We'll find out.
Yeah, and you can find out, of course, by hitting the link in the description to join the league if you want and have some fun. As you said, you don't have to be the quickest of the drivers. Just gotta.
All skill levels are welcome. We have everybody here. It's good. It's good fun. You can come in anytime you want, Biggles. Come on out, man. We'll make a top hat car for you and everything.
Yeah, that's true. No. I'm still gonna stick with. I've never done a lap ever in iRacing, so I'm gonna keep that one. But the only person on the planet that's done probably a ridiculous amounts of hours in there only as a caster and not as a driver. So yeah, Chris, thank you very much, mate. Been a fantastic lead. We've really enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. I'm sure Nathan's enjoyed his first round.
For the first race, it's a great one.
All right.
I'm glad you guys are here. Can't wait to go back and watch it. So
yeah, it's fun, my friend. You're in the cameras as usual. There's some great battles that you're having as well too. Even with Alex, I think at the end too, as well, wasn't it? And Alex gained 25 positions in that last race. You lost one.
Yeah, I think the pit stops kind of messed me up there a little bit, but it was fun.
Very late
top
safety
10's
car
all I can really
too,
shoot for. So
wasn't it?
Yeah, we were giving the admin a hard time about did he turn the bot on because it was a little later than we've ever seen.
It was 8 minutes or something to go to the race or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the latest one we've ever had. So you've seen it all. You've seen him right after the start of the race or at the end of the race. That's I think next season we're actually going to make it so it's not 100% guaranteed. So we're going to have the chance of maybe not having one at all. You never know.
And the chance of rain too, as well, too. That hopefully becoming iRacing, so you can add that little element into it as well.
I can hear all the tears now. It's gonna be fun.
Could you imagine just a downpour halfway through this race? It's as tricky as it is right now to drive these cars around and add a bit of water.
It's all right. Yeah, can't wait. Just can't wait, man.
Thank
you guys.
Yep. All right, excellent. And so that's the voice of Chris, of course, who puts this fantastic league on once again. Hit those buttons and join up, be a part of it, or just tune in and watch all the races of the seasons and talk to the blokes about that. Of course, they have super quick drivers, and then they have drivers that come in for a bit of fun and a couple of drinks. Nathan, thank you very much for joining me in the commentary box here for the B League. You want to wrap it up there for us?
Well, Biggles, thanks for you for having me along with you. It's a tiring one. It's currently 4 a.m. for me, so after this I'm going straight to bed. But yeah, it did liven me up a bit near the end. It was a great race, obviously, here for JPBroadcasting, so make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications bell if you are new here. Obviously, I presume many of you have been watching along the whole season, so thank you all for watching along in all the different races we had here on the Beer League. And I presume we will be back next season. When that is, I don't have a clue, but it seems sure that we'll be back. So Yeah, Biggles, any final words from you?
Just keep your eyes peeled, of course, and hit the like and subscribe button, and you'll find out definitely about all that information. Stay safe, everybody. Have a good evening, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. That's it from us at the JP Broadcasting Network. Good night.
Good night.